My relationship with my mom was anything but simple. In the early years, our bond felt powerful, almost consuming. There was love, connection, and a sense of closeness that many people spend a lifetime searching for. We shared moments of deep care, respect, and what felt like an unbreakable connection. From the outside, it may have looked like something special, something rare between a mother and a daughter. But as the years passed, life began to shape us in ways neither of us understood at the time. Our relationship changed. What once felt warm became strained. What once felt safe became unpredictable. We moved through long seasons of tension, resentment, and emotional distance. Arguments surfaced about control, about space, about expectations neither of us could clearly express. Over time, those moments created a divide that felt impossible to bridge. For more than 30 years, that distance lived between us. The smiles faded, the hugs became rare, the connection we once had felt like something we could remember but no longer reach. And still, we stayed. Not always out of closeness, but out of something deeper: duty, tradition, and perhaps a quiet hope that something might one day shift. Then life shifted for us. My mom was diagnosed with cancer. She underwent surgery to remove a tumor the size of a grapefruit, and she fought through chemotherapy and radiation with a strength I hadn't fully seen before. During that time, I stayed by her side as much as I could, witnessing the emotional and physical toll of it all. For a while, it seemed like she might recover, but then something changed. Her health declined quickly, and the doctors eventually told my mom that there was nothing more they could do. My mom accepted that. In her final weeks, we focused on what mattered most: being together. We celebrated Thanksgiving early, not knowing if she would make it to November. She did. So we celebrated it again. 2 weeks later, she took her last breath. The day after, something unexpected happened. Everything I felt before her passing, all the anger, all the resentment, all the complaints, all the stories I had tied to her, none of it mattered anymore. That was the ironic part. When I was around 8 or 9 years old, physical and emotional abuse began at the hands of a family member. What stayed with me the most wasn't just what happened. It was how alone I felt in it. I would go up to my mom trying to explain, trying to show her, sometimes even showing physical marks on my body. But the responses I received made me question my own reality. I'm sure he didn't mean it. He just had a bad day. What did you do to provoke him? Over time, I learned something without anyone ever saying it directly. Keep the peace. Don't make things worse. Don't be the problem. My mom wasn't trying to hurt me. She was trying to manage what felt unmanageable. But as a child, I didn't understand that. All I knew was this: I didn't feel seen. I didn't feel heard. And I didn't feel protected. That feeling followed me for years. As I got older, something inside of me shifted. It, it, if no one was going to protect me, then I would protect myself. I became reactive, defensive, angry. And yet, even in all of that, my anger was never truly directed toward the abuser. It was directed at my parents. Because in my mind, they were the ones who were supposed to step in. They were the ones who were supposed to say, "This stops now." What I wanted more than anything was simple: to be seen, to be understood. To have someone recognize that my reactions weren't coming from defiance. They were coming from pain. But instead, I was often labeled as difficult, as someone who pushed buttons, as someone who caused problems. So I adapted. Sometimes I acted out just to be noticed, just to feel something that resembled being seen, even if it only lasted a few minutes. Because even 5 minutes of attention felt better than invisibility. After my mom passed, something unexpected happened. As I went through the emotions of my mom's passing, the resentment I had carried for so many years began to soften. It didn't happen all at once, but little by little, through tears and reflections, I started to see her differently. Not just as my mother, but as a woman who had her own limitations, her own fears, and her own way of coping. What once felt like an unbridgeable divide slowly dissolved. Not because the past changed, but because my understanding of it did. What once felt like a deep rift between us was eventually washed away in an ocean of tears. And in that space, something became clear to me. Love never truly left. It had simply been buried underneath layers of pain, misunderstanding, and unmet needs. Do I have regrets? Not an ounce. Do I miss her? Every day. Would I change any of it? Nope. Because the relationship we had, exactly as it was, shaped the understanding I carry now. Her passing didn't end our connection. In many ways, it transformed it. I felt her with me in ways I never did before. Lighter, freer, more present than she ever could have been in physical form. And in that, I found something I never expected. Peace. Dear you, sometimes the people who loved us the most were also the people who couldn't give us what we needed. The truth can be painful, but healing begins when we stop asking the past to become something it never was. Not because what happened didn't matter, but because we finally understand that carrying the pain is no longer protecting us. Your story deserves compassion. So do the people who helped shape it. And so do you. Sincerely, me.